Shout out to Justin Adams who recommended SAMUS for me to build. How's it going, Nightshade Legion? So today I decided to make SAMUS ARAN from the Metroid series. Now this was a very interesting build that posed a lot of challenges, but I think it turned out pretty well. Let's start with height. You know, she's a canonically 6'3" woman, so gotta max that out. Booba size, you know, I don't I don't know. It was super hard to try and get her body type right, I think, because it's varied over many games. Now, the game has very limited face options, and I ended up choosing what I thought was best based off of the reference picture I used. I used plenty, but one of them I thought was better than the rest. For hair, I didn't want to make it just blonde. I wanted to give it some color differentiation. Like, so 2 different kinds of blonde. The hair struggle is something else that I'll get into later. Now the eyes, I sat here for a second because the art I was looking at confused the heck out of me, because I saw some with blue eyes, I saw some with green, and I'm like, what the heck is her eye color? And I looked it up, and it said it was a bluish green, or blue with a green tinge, I think it said. And so I think I got that pretty well. And the eyes I chose, I think they're alright. Eyebrows weren't too difficult, but I was here a while, can't even lie. Now, eyelashes, I gave her a little bit of makeup, but not too much, because I've never played a Metroid game, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't always, doesn't worry about the way she looks too much, because she's fighting aliens to like save the planet or universe or something. I don't know anything. I wanted to make sure it was light. I wanted to give her her mole, but it was faint and not large enough. Yeah, so I add a face paint accessory on top to make it, more noticeable, and I think it turned out pretty well. And if you're wondering why I have both the original mole and the face paint, is because they layer up pretty well to give it that darkness that you see. Okay, here's the hair struggle. Okay, so I looked at many, 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 many pieces of art that show different hair lengths, not only for the ponytail, but for her little bang things that like go down the side of her face. And so after getting the ponytail all the way, which was not too hard actually, I fix the presence of it later, because right now it's kind of like, it looks like an afterthought. It's not large and in charge to where you can, from a front profile, you'll be like, yes, that's Samus. I'll fix that later. The coloring of it is the same as the other hair, which again will change. Here's me struggling with the bang things. And the art I was looking at made me think that they did not go longer than her chin. But I looked at the Smash Bros art and they certainly were almost, I think they were shoulder length. And so I freak out about it. And I try and figure out a way to make it look good. Like it does, you can look at that and be like, yes, that's Samus, but it doesn't look as good as it could be, especially with the way the bangs are. They don't look specifically Samus. They kind of look like Princess Peach from Mario, which is why I decided to change that later on. Yeah, I decided to kind of give her a blank slate hair. And okay, so I chose these bangs because they look pretty good, and they were like stylized the way Samus has them. And the thing I was really worried about was that I'm losing a lot of forehead, like just forehead space. And Samus, you can still kind of, it's like she doesn't have that much hair covering her face. So that's why I was like, I was hoping that after I chose it, I would be able to like maybe push it back, like not over her entire face, so that like you could see more of her face. And unfortunately, that just was not the case. Voice crack. But it turned out pretty well, and it really didn't look like I needed the long sides anymore. So I trashed them, and I decided to work on her red thingamabob, hair scrunchie thing. And there was like this red pom-pom thing, and besides it being visibly fuzzy, it was just too large. And there were a lot of things I went through that were just way too large to look natural. So I kind of gave up on that. Yeah, I gave her an earring just because style. I don't know. Okay, clothes. Jeez. Okay. The clothes were a struggle, an actual battle, because the recommended comment, the comment that recommended this build said Zero Suit Samus, and I really tried to do that with the clothes at first, because I was like, you know, why wouldn't I try and do exactly what he said? But none of the clothes really, like, they weren't like a bodysuit. None of them were like a bodysuit that like covered completely. So then I chose this other suit with the weird frills, I got rid of those immediately, and I think that was my best move. You'll see how it transforms at the end, but right now I was really trying to capture different details that I could bring out from the character, and I decided to try and give her pieces of her armor. So I gave her like a knee pad that is, you know, probably a remnant from her suit. I wanted to try and mimic her cannon arm. Coloring it was difficult because it was hard to get that color green that was also kind of gray. It was weird, but I did my best. So, coloring the uniform, I decided that I should just start kind of merging all the forms of Samus. So, with the pants, I decided that it would be best to try and mimic her original uniform, her armor, with the orange and red. Her torso and arms would be remnants of her Zero suit. I did look at a red look because I thought of how it is on top of her armor, the orange armor, and how it goes from red into the helmet. It looked alright, but I wanted to keep the Zero suit elements. I was playing around with this blaster again, and I really wanted to have like the green glowing elements of her armor, but it was super hard to capture. And I gave her another glove underneath that blaster arm so that it looked like at least that part, or that half of the Zero suit was still intact. Like, she still had the gloves on that side. And I think it looks pretty well, or pretty nice. I had to sacrifice some things. I had to nuke certain design elements. By the way, that choker she's wearing, that red choker, in my head, it turns into her helmet. You'll see how it kind of works out at the end. By the way, her boots I colored to mimic the Metroid Dread suit, which is mostly blue and white. So that's why those are blue and white. They kind of look like Goku's whiskey boots. I hope you didn't hear whiskey boots. Those stylish boots. They kind of look like those. But yeah, so you kind of see how I'm trying to merge all the versions of her together. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what else to add. I was trying to figure out another armor element that I could maybe give her, and I thought again of her Zero Suit, and she had like this wristband. I think that's what her whip is attached to. So I gave her that. So you kind of have the lopsidedness of cannon in one arm and then the electro whip on the other. And I don't think I had to change the color very much because that neon green is kind of what she already has. Then I also, Zero Suit has a gun, so I gave her a little holster. It looked backwards to me, like I don't know how the holster really works, because I couldn't flip it, but it just looked backwards, like, I don't know, it looked like the long part was on the wrong side of her leg, and it was just weird. Like, the gun looks like it goes in there upside down and backwards, so like, how do you pull that out? Anyways, I colored it in white and pink because, or it's supposed to be a gray, but that's kind of the color of her gun. Moving on to the helmets, I liked the visor look because that's what the suit has. That's like, it has that orange visor. Unfortunately, I cannot change the color of the visor or the mask at all, but you can see how I kind of made it to where it doesn't come out from under the collar. It actually looks like it comes from the collar, which, like I said, in my head, that's where the mask comes from, like it kind of transforms. And yeah, I think it's a good conglomerate Samus look. You got the original red and orange pants, you got the Zero Suit gun, torso, and laser bracelet thing. You got the gun that is in all of her suits. And also, speaking of the gun, that green glove thing transforms in my head also. Then you have the dread boots, the white and blue. I thought about adding more elements from other games, but those didn't seem as iconic to me, like the Fusion Purple, Metroid Fusion Purple. I don't know, it didn't look that cool to me. And I think I wanted to grab something from Metroid Prime, and I'm not sure if I did or not. But yeah, that's the Samus build. I hope you guys enjoyed this, as I have, bringing like a back against the wall Samus, to where like she had to piece together all her armor and what she had left to kind of like, again, it's like apocalypse versions of each of these characters, and I think I captured that like, this time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll keep suggesting new things. I'm still gonna make some of the characters from the last video that you guys suggested stuff in, but always under these videos suggest new characters and stuff. I love making these videos, and I have some exciting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff going on. I hope I can make a video of that soon. Yeah, the next Ninja Turtle video, when I get to make it, it's gonna be really awesome. Now, okay, that's enough of that. I'll see you guys in whatever video I make next. Hasta la pasta.